Welcome to Neo Royal, House of Pricey Cardboard. We are finally back with some brand new Commander gameplay. In today's episode, we have multiple friends of the channel. A classic, everyone's favorite Angry Goose, we have Proxy rocking his new Xenagos, Thief, and Fling deck. The idea is to steal someone's creature, double its power with Xenagos, and once the damage is dealt, sacrifice it to a Fling or a greater good to turn the steal into a removal. Simple but highly effective against creature decks. Instant speed steal effects can also be used as powerful combat tricks. Our second guest, Brandon from the Create Commander channel. He brought today one of his newest brews, a $100 Korvold list, which he affectionately calls Korvold Junk, using the treasures, clues, and food tokens to trigger the Faker's King. You can check the full deck on his channel. Last but not least, Sam from the CMDR Crunch Podcast. He brought to the table Karazikar the Tyrant. Trying to turn everyone against each other, this Rakdos deck runs both a lot of Goad and a lot of cards that makes it hard to attack him. He then gives everyone card advantage, but at a serious cost. For myself, I built Tovolar Dire Overlord, the new and improved Werewolf General. The list is running all the best werewolves, multiple trample anthems, and a couple of dead touch ones, really trying to close the game in true aggro fashion. I also went with multiple land drops instead of classic ramps since Tovolar can really draw a lot of cards. The deck is not broken or anything, but it works very well, is flavorful, and a lot of fun. Proxy's opening hand contains Emberwild Captain, Dreamshaper Savant, Soul of the Harvest, Regrowth, Kazu's Fury, Rogue's Passage, and a basic Mountain. Brandon's opening hand contains Sir Conrad the Grim, Swiftfoot Boots, Find Death, Return of the Wild Speaker, Stomping Grounds, a basic Forest, and a basic Mountain. Sam's opening hand contains Falconrat Noble, Delirium, Font of Mythos, Pine Rock Knoll, 2 basic Swamps, and a basic Mountain. My opening hand contains Realm Walker, Spirit of the Hunt, Enchant Grudge, Stout Vessel, Myriad Landscape, Command Tower, and a basic Forest. Quickly before we begin, I was just on the MTG in Quarantine podcast to talk about the Dimir color combination. So if you want to hear a little chat, there will be a link in the description. Sam gets to start this off.
I always feel like a little bit judged when I have to do this, Phil, because I'm like, oh, this shows you I keep some pretty sketchy hands.
Yeah, I know.
And land drops a Spine Rock Knoll, hiding away a card. I land drop Myriad Landscape, while Brandon land drops Stomping Ground tapped. Proxy land drops Kazu's Cliff, and end turn 1. Sam land drops a Swamp, while I land drop Command Tower. I then cast Stout Vessel.
Dang it. That plays very well into something I'm going to do there, Phil, so we'll see.
Brandon land drops a Forest, and cast a pair of Swiftfoot Boots. Proxy land drops a Mountain, and pass. Sam land drops another Swamp.
And I'm just going to hold the mana up past turn.
That's not suspicious at all.
Not at all. Never. I'm just waiting for someone to make a move. This one down there.
Nobody move. I land drop a Forest and cast Beast Whisperer. Brandon land drops a Forest as well and casts Zorn. Proxy land drops Rogue's Passage.
Oh, but I don't have a green mana. Fuck.
It's alright. Proxy will sort you out. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Sam land drops a Mountain and cast Font of Mythos. I draw 3 cards for turn and land drop another Forest. I then cast Wolf's Caller Howl.
We can work together.
Heading into combat, Beast Whisperer goes to Brandon. Brandon land drops a Mountain and casts Solemn Simulacrum.
Sad robot. We're not the saddest robot today, but...
Proxy draws his 3 cards and somehow still misses land drop. Sam land drops Mortuary Mire before casting Grim Hireling.
Yes, you can have some Vu.
So we'll make 3 boar-looking wolves.
That's not a wolf. Wait a minute.
I land drop a Mountain and cast my commander, Tovolar Dire Overlord. Gather the old pack, for the hunter's moon is nigh and terrible walls grow weak. I head into combat again and send Beast Whisperer to Sam this time. On his turn, Brendan starts by casting his commander, Korvold, Faker's King. Transformed at his own wedding, he promptly ate the banquet, the gifts, and the guest.
I don't know why I'm waiting for a counterspell.
It's like, yeah, sure.
Brandon.
Entering the battlefield, he sacrifices the Solemn, drawing 2. He then land drops a Fabled Passage, cracking it for a basic swamp and triggering Korvold. He then equips the boots to Korvold.
This is the hard part. Do I go now? Do I go now? Start your engines. Oh no.
Is this
That's
game
what Proxy should
about
be
to
saying.
end?
That's the Xenagos way. It's like, do we go? Do we drive? Yeah, we drive.
Discarding Reassembling Skeleton to end size, he passes. Proxy finally gets a Forest, and casts Burgeoning. He then discards to end size and pass. Sam draws and land drops Tectonic Edge. He then casts his commander, Karazikar the Eye Tyrant. I know they're coming. Turning them against one another is my only way out. Going to combat, Grim Hireling attacks Proxy. Proxy responds with Act of Aggression, gaining control of Karazikar and blocking with it. At the end step, I crack my Myriad for 2 forests. Sam discards 2 creatures to end size and pass. At my upkeep, I create 3 more wolves. Tovolar will then trigger, turning day into night. I cast Mayor of Overbrock, followed by Werewolf Pack Leader. And then Scorned Villager. For my combat step, I send 3 wolves to Brendan and Beast Whisperer to Proxy. On attack, Karazikar triggers 2 times. And on damage, Tovolar draws me 2 more. In second main, I cast Ancient Grudge, destroying the Swiftfoot boots. I then pass. Brendan lifts up the swamp and casts Jury, Master of the Review.
That's a lot of wolves.
Nah,
Indeed.
they're good dogs.
They're good dogs. Good dogs.
This one, however, very bad dog.
Proxy then drops a command tower, he then casts Bird of Paradise, followed by his commander, Xenagos, God of Revels. Why pray to the gods who feeds on your worship? Dissolve your illusion and see the true nature of things. On his turn, Sam casts Falconrat Noble. He then goes to combat, sending Karazikar to Brendan. On attack, Korvold gets tapped and goaded. In second main, Sam casts Liquimetal Torque. And at the end step, before I get even more wolves, Brendan casts Beast Within on my enchantment. Sam then discards 2 creatures to end size and pass.
You think of like devotion to a color. If Uncle Isfan is 3 black, think of the evil shit Uncle Isfan's done. Wow.
Everything is C.
More evil than like, I don't know, what's an evil thing in Magic? I don't know.
Yawgmoth. It's double
Yeah,
black.
it's like, whoa. Not saying that black mana pips make something evil, but 3 probably does.
At my upkeep, it becomes night, and I transform my werewolves. I then drop a Rockfall Valley and cast Azusa Lost But Seeking. I then land drop 2 more forests and cast my Lightning Greaves. I equip them to my commander. I then hop into combat, sending Tovolar and the Mayor to Sam, the Villager, the Pack Leader, and the Whisperer to Proxy, while 5 Wolves token attack Brendan. On attack, my Pack Leader and Karazikar trigger, and after block, Brendan casts Find Death on Jury to bring her back. Damage happens, and we get a Jury and a Falconrat trigger, both headed to me. I also draw 8 cards from Tovolar. In second main, I cast Decimate, targeting Font of Mythos, Burgeoning, Korvold, and Spine Rock Nullspine. Falconrat Noble drains me once more. On his turn, Brendan casts Sir Conrad the Grim.
How does it? How does a beholder not fly?
I know. What do you need? What do you need something to fly for? I'm really curious.
so I can hit Phil.
I'll take this. Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Proxy then drops a mountain and casts Greater Good. He then casts Portent of Betrayal, gaining control of Karazikar. At the beginning of combat, Xenagos will double Karazikar's stats. He then sends the Beholder to me. On attack, he taps down and goads my Mayor. And for some reason, I do not block. Proxy then sacrifices the Beholder to Greater Good, drawing 10 cards and discarding 3. Sam sends his commander to the graveyard, which is always sus. Proxy discards to end size and pass.
Wait a minute. This isn't going to end well for anyone.
Oh no, I think you're doing okay now, Proxy. So, Phil, because you haven't been discarding, what creatures are in your bin?
I have no creatures in my bin.
Oh boy, here comes Living Death. We're going to get Living Death. Yeah!
Okay. Theoretically, what would happen if the creatures on board all died?
Sam uses the liquid metal to turn Conrad into an artifact and casts Vandal Blast to destroy it. In reaction, Brendan casts Deadly Dispute, sacrificing Conrad.
For my second trick, I'm going to Living Death.
Yeah!
Fall Conrad triggers 14 times, draining Proxy for 10 and both me and Brendan for 2. Jewelry also triggers for 3 to Sam. Going to combat, Proxy sacrifices Steve for a basic. Grim Hurling head in my direction, Karazikar and the Saddle Brew to Brendan, while Emissary of Grudge attacks Proxy. A fitting choice, really. Karazikar goads the Goat and Solemn. Grim Hurling triggers for 6 treasures on damage. At the end step, Agitator Hands triggers and bites Uncle Itzvan and Brendan's Solemn. On my turn, I then drop Game Trail. I cast Herald's Horn, naming Human, and then cast Breakneck Rider, Realm Walker, and Master of the Wild Hunt, equipping the boots to my rider.
Prepare for the Goad apocalypse.
Oh boy.
Oh boy,
Yes.
hear it.
Prepare for trouble. Make it double. The Goatocalypse. Yeah, I'm ready for Goatocalypse. Bring it. I say bring it.
Brendan then drops a mountain and casts Return of the Wild Speaker, drawing 4 cards. He then casts Village Rites, drawing 2 + 1 card. Done drawing, he casts Plot's Will for X = 3.
So Proxy is gonna die, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, I'm dead.
Proxy sacrifices the 3 toughness creatures to draw some miraculous answer, but does not find it, and dies to Conrad. After that, still in reaction, I cast Moonlight Hunt, destroying Frenzied Saddle. Conrad triggers for 5 more. Brendan discards a forest to end size and pass. Sam starts with combat, sending Karazikar to Brendan and tapping down Sir Conrad, while Uncle Itzvan ends my career. In second main, Sam casts Spiteful Vision and pass.
No, it's not.
I was 1 turn too late
Beautiful.
for my wolf army.
Oh yeah.
I was about to do it.
Brendan untaps, draws 2 and takes 2. He casts Mayhem Devil and then drops a Swamp. He then casts Moldavine Reclamation, followed by a Viscera Seer. In reaction to this Seer, Sam casts Delirium, targeting Conrad and closing this match. Well played. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure to check out my guests on Twitter and their other respective platforms. They are great content creators and part of our community. Thank you to the patrons of the channel for supporting the show. Make sure to leave us a like and we'll see you very soon.